Hey, welcome back to Mr. Rockenstein's Flipped Classroom. Today we're going to be doing a lesson about friendly parts mental division. So this is a mental division strategy where we use the friendly parts of a number. Just one lesson goal today, and that's that you will be able to use the friendly parts division strategy to divide using a one-digit divisor and a two-digit dividend. So let's jump right into the steps in this division strategy. This is the friendly parts division strategy, and step one is to break the numbers into two. Let me try that again. Step one is to break the number that you're trying to divide into two smaller numbers. The two smaller numbers must add up to the original number. Step two, use your multiplication and division facts to mentally divide the two smaller numbers. And then finally, add the quotients together. All right, so let's try an example. I've got the steps over here on the left-hand side, and I've got a division problem here. 85 divided by 5 equals x. My first step is to break the number into two smaller numbers. The two smaller numbers must add up to the original number. Now, what I'm going to try doing is, in this first step, I'm always going to look over here at my divisor. And in this problem, my divisor is 5. So one of the friendly parts that I'm going to make is always going to be the divisor times 10. So 5 times 10 is 50. And I like to do that because the divisor times 10 is a really friendly number. I know that 50 divided by 5 is just 10. All right, so now I'm not left with any choice about what my second number is because these two numbers have to add up to 85. So 50 plus 35 is 85. Oh, it's a pretty demented 5. There we go. So the next step is to use my multiplication and division facts to mentally divide the two smaller numbers. So I'm going to divide both of these smaller numbers by my divisor, which is 5. And 50 divided by 5 is 10. We talked about that before. I'm going to keep that plus sign because the last step is to add them together. And 35 divided by 5, I know my 5's facts, so 35 divided by 5 is 7, because 7 times 5 is 35. So I'm going to add these two numbers together. That's my last step. 10 plus 7 is 17. So the answer to 85 divided by 5 equals x is x equals 17. Now here's an example problem that I want you to try. So I want you to try using those steps that we just talked about, dividing the big number into two smaller numbers, and those two smaller numbers add up to the bigger number. Then use your multiplication and division facts to divide mentally those two parts. Then add the quotients together, and that'll give you your answer. So pause the video right now, and you try it, and then we'll compare answers. Okay, so you've had a chance to try it on your own. And that first step is to divide this into two friendly numbers. And I'm always going to use my divisor here to help me with that first number. I'm going to do the divisor times 10. So my first number over here that I'm going to take out of 64 is going to be 40. Whoa, bad 4, bad 4. There we go. So 40. And my second number then, I don't get to choose because it's got to add up to 64. So what plus 40 equals 64? That would be 24. So now I've got to divide both of these smaller numbers by 4, and this one's really friendly because I know that it's just going to be 10. The second one, I have to know my multiplication facts, but I do know that 6 times 4 is 24. So 24 divided by 4 equals 6. And 10 plus 6 equals, whoa, 16. That's a funny looking 16. Let's try that again. I'm using my laptop to make this video, which just has a very small touchpad. There, 16. So the answer to this problem is x equals 16, even if my 16 is a little weird looking. Now here's another example problem, and I'm going to work it through because it's going to end up with a little bit different answer. This problem is going to end up with a remainder. So sometimes when you use this friendly part strategy, you get a remainder. So I'm going to show you how that works, and then I'll give you one more problem for you to try on your own that has a remainder, and then we'll be done. So 73, I'm going to break it into two parts, and I'm going to use this divisor to help me break it down. The first number is that I'm going to break it into is going to be 50 because my divisor is 5 and 5 times 10, 5 times 10 is 50. So that doesn't leave me with any choice for my second number because I have to add up to 73. So 50 plus 23 is 73. And I know that 50 divided by 5, this is my second step, 50 divided by 5 is 10. And I'm going to add that to whatever 23 divided by 5 is. Now, 23 divided by 5, I know my 5's facts, and they're nothing times 5 equals 23. The closest I can get is 4 times 5, which is 20. So I'm going to put the 4 down here. That only adds up to 20. So what's the difference between 20 and 23? That's 3. So that's going to be my remainder. So I'm going to write remainder. So I believe I was saying that's a remainder of 3. And then I'm going to add these two numbers together. 10 plus 4 is 14. So my answer is 14, remainder 3. Here's an example problem for you to try. It's going to have a remainder as well. So pause the video and you work it out, and then we'll compare answers. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to break it into two parts, and I'm going to let the divisor help me. My divisor is 2, so my first number over here is just going to be 20, which is 2 times 10. And then that doesn't leave me with any choice for my second number. My second number has to be 9, because 20 plus 9 equals 29. So I know right away that 20 divided by 2 is going to be 10. That's easy. That's why I picked it. And then 9 divided by 2 is going to be trickier because there is no multiplication problem for that. There's nothing that multiplies by 2 to get 9. So what you need to do is you need to get as close as you can. 2 times 4 equals 8. So the difference between 8 and 9 is only 1. So our remainder will just be 1, that 1 that's left over. And then over here, I'm going to put down an 8, because 2, excuse me, not an 8. That's wrong. That's what it equals. I'm going to put down a 4, because 2 times 4 equals 8, which is as close to 9 as we can get. So 10 plus 4 is 14. We had our remainder 1 over here, so our answer is 14 remainder 1. All right, so that's the friendly parts division strategy. Remember, you can rewind this video and go back and see what anything that you didn't understand. You can pause it. You can do whatever you need to so that you understand. All right, I will see you in class. Bye.